Hello, everyone, and welcome to Disney Magic Podcast, a fun new Disney podcast hosted by a British guy. I'm your host, Zach Campbell, and you can join me every other week for magical stories, amazing guests, intriguing history, and overall a trip down Main Street, USA. From Disney parks to a galaxy far, far away, we'll be talking all things Disney and just how magical it is. Get ready for this episode because it's starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. How is it going? Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back. It's a brand new episode, a brand new day. How are you doing? How are you doing? I'm doing good. Doing good. Got another guest here with you today, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail. We have Sam from Ever After Adventures. Super excited. We're going to touch on a little bit of a different topic today in terms of the Disney community. And so I thought it'd be a fun topic for us to explore and to get on, talking about how hard it is for English Disney YouTubers to produce content and things like that. Obviously, we'll raise this up in the thing, but yeah, it's could be a bit tough sometimes. But anyhow, let's get into it. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Let's get Sam on the call. Let's do it. Let's go. There we go. Hello, how's it going, Sam? Welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Not at all a worry. How are you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad, not
Oh,
too bad. Getting ready for Christmas.
oh yeah, busy time, busy time. Yeah. So do you want to introduce yourself a little bit? Just tell you who you are, what your channel's about, things like that.
Absolutely. So, hi, my name's Sam, and my channel is called Ever After Adventures. And it's really kind of like my little passion project where I put up all our travels as a family and lots of Disney content and as much magic as possible as I can cram into that one channel,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, that I mean, you do a fantastic job. I love watching your channel. It's so good. Though that recent one you did with those lights was just, oh wow, it was so cool. Like they were impressive lights. They really were. How are you finding
I know,
them? Post after review,
love
how are you
them.
finding them? Yeah.
They're just hilarious. Like they look brilliant, but honestly, every time I go outside in the evening, they just crack me up. They're so funny, and I just think, is it really a shocker that someone who loves the magic of Disney also loves the magic of Christmas?
No, well, yeah, there you go,
Like
there you
goes
go.
hand in hand.
Is there any Disney adult that is an actual Scrooge? I don't think so.
No, I'd like to
Yeah,
find one
I know.
and
A hun-
convert them.
100%, yeah, that is that a passion project. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Oh,
I've just introduced the topic. We're going to be talking about the difficulties we face as being English Disney content creators, and you know, we're kind of left by the wayside, us guys overseas, because
yeah.
we don't get much over here. Like the last thing I can think that even still, like nothing from where I am, I'm like northwest. So anything that does come, it's always down like London, and that's hard for me to get to with work and everything. But like the last thing I can remember is the Disney 100 exhibition.
Yes.
And did you get a chance to go to that?
Yeah.
You did. How
Yeah.
was that?
Yeah. My sister and I went. I think it had only been open. Oh, it was the opening day. Actually, we went.
Mm,
We loved it.
yeah,
It was very busy,
yeah,
but we kind of just told ourselves before we went in, like, no matter how busy it is, we will just take our time
yeah,
because we live down in Dorset, so
mm,
it's a good 3 hour trek really to get
yeah,
into London, and we thought we're probably only going to get to go there once, so
yeah.
we just took our time. We read everything. We took all the photos,
Nice,
watched it. I loved it, like
nice.
loved it. I
Yeah,
loved the music. It was very immersive
yeah.
and so interesting. I think you do really need to be a Disney geek to get it.
Yeah, yeah, that's
um,
it. Yeah.
but no, we loved it.
Oh,
Loved it.
good,
Such a
good.
great day.
Yeah.
And I vlogged
It
it as well, so that's fun.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I might have to watch that one actually because it looked good. Is it still on now or is it?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
it's on until like March or something.
Ooh, I do have
It's
some
on a
out.
little while.
I do have some hours left of work that I could use for
Mm.
holidays. Ooh, interesting. Ooh,
I would totally
possibilities.
recommend it.
Pos
Yeah.
possibilities. There we go. There we go.
So yeah. So some of the boundaries that we face, like, I mean, I don't know. How often can you get to the parks and things like that? Is it do you do it every couple of years, or is it something that you do?
So it's so we had our first baby in
Mm.
2018.
Yeah.
So as soon as he was born, I was just desperate to get him over to Disney. I was like, I don't care how old he is.
Yeah.
I don't care if he doesn't remember it. I can take all the photos. I can cry watching him
Yeah.
watch the fireworks.
Yeah.
Like, it was very selfish,
Yeah.
but you know. So we went when he was like 10, 11 months old
Yeah.
in 2019. And then the plan was to go back the next year.
Yeah.
And obviously then COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
And we then had a lockdown baby.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think a lot of people, and then that kind of like postponed that. So
Of
then
course.
I
Yeah.
really didn't want to go back until we didn't have to test anymore to get into the States.
Of course. Yeah.
So as soon as that was kind of relaxed, we were like, right, let's book the next trip. So
Yeah.
we went in March of this year.
Mm.
And whilst we were there, I was like, I don't want to wait another 4 years. I do not want to wait another 4 years to go. So we may have purchased our first Disney Vacation Club contract.
Oh, nice! Congratulations!
Yeah, thank you.
Nice.
So I think the difference with that for us is,
Mm.
one, we didn't go for 4 years, so we were saving that whole time and then ended up just putting it towards DVC.
Yeah, nice.
And it means now that we can go once a year,
Yeah.
or certainly once every year and a half to
Yeah.
Walt Disney World. So, and I think without that, we just wouldn't. It would end up being every 2 years.
That's it.
You know, and
yeah.
just kind of.
That's it.
Because it's not cheap, is it? It's
No,
an
it's not.
expensive
No.
love.
It is. It is. It's very expensive. I touched in lucky with a very good deal, so I booked it at the beginning of this year. I think it was like Oh no, when was it? It was so it was like sometime this year. I think it was like February or March. I touched in very lucky. It was like £50 deposit. I was like, yes, give me that.
Yeah.
There's loads of perks that I've got with it for going next year. I'm like, yes. But I'm so looking forward to it. It's been a long time. It's been, how long has it been? Oh, we last went in 2011. So it's been a long time. I was 16 the last time we went, so it's going to be a different experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, but I am not waiting that long ever again. Ever again. The next one I want to go to is, I'm looking at potentially going to Japan, so Tokyo Disney Sea.
Yes, we are too.
Amazing. In the next couple of years, so like 2025, 2026 maybe.
Same as us. So I turned 40 in 2026.
So
that's what I told Carl and the kids. I was like, we're going to Japan.
There we go.
It's been on the top of my list for a long time.
We've got a date. Let's do it. We'll go together.
Absolutely. I just so excited.
I know, it looks beautiful.
I was already planning it.
Yeah.
And then obviously like the Mammoth Club went over, and I was just addicted to those vlogs. Like,
absolutely.
So good.
Yeah. Oh, it just looks so beautiful. It's just another level, isn't it, of what they have there. It really is. So yeah, the way we overcome it, we just keep promising. We keep that hope alive, and we just spend all of our hard-earned cash. Like, obviously, and I probably know the answer to this question, but it's the goal to go to all 6 across the world and cruises.
Of course, absolutely. It is. Yeah, we've not done a Disney cruise yet either, and we're waiting until Jack, the baby, is 3.
Yeah,
because I am not going on a Disney cruise without being able to put him in kids club.
Of course, absolutely. Yeah. That's a solid move.
And it's 3. It's age 3 for Disney cruise. So that is in the pipeline, and we're going to tie that in with a trip to Aulani as well in Hawaii.
Gorgeous.
So that will be an epic trip. So I think that's going to be September, October 2025.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That looks good. That sounds good. I want to get to the original park. Have you ever been to the original park? No.
We were thinking about doing it probably one February half term.
Yeah.
So this is another thing that's a bit of a winner for us in making it more sort of okay to get to, and not keeping the cost down a little bit, is air miles. So we've got Virgin Air Miles, and then getting on a flight to LA, there's always availability with the reward seats. So we're thinking we'll do it in February. It won't be too hot. Go for a week over the half term. Not take them out of school or anything. And so I think it'll be probably not in 2 months' time, but possibly the year after.
Nice. Sounds good. Yeah, the original park, I just feel like it'll hit different, the original park. So that's a goal. I do want to try and get over there at some point. It's on the cards. It's on the cards. But like, oh man,
I really wonder with the original park, and I've said this to a few people. Does the castle feel underwhelming when you walk up Main Street?
see,
And I've never had anyone say yes, it does.
yeah,
But when I
yeah.
look at pictures, I think it's so different.
That's it, yeah, because it's so much smaller, isn't it? It's like how it's not that tall. I think it's like what? It's drastically smaller to the Florida one. Florida one's like
Yeah.
I think like the second tallest.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because I even find like walking up Main Street at Disneyland Paris, like
yeah,
Sleeping Beauty's castle,
yeah,
it's so beautiful.
it is.
It's not as big, and it doesn't hit you like, oh my god, it's massive.
Yeah,
So,
that's it. Yeah,
yeah,
that's it. I think maybe in the moment you're like, oh, maybe in the moment you're like, yeah. You wouldn't even think about it. Maybe I don't think so, but
yeah.
hey. Okay, so let's see. So I've got a question. Any particular ideas that you do to keep your content flowing, to keep your Disney magic alive whilst you're waiting to get to the next parks? What is your what do you do to do that?
It's a really good question. That I think sometimes, like when you're in a Disney park, or you've just come back from a Disney park,
Yeah.
or even just before you're going, and
Yeah.
that excitement is so high and
Yeah.
so real. I find like the inspiration like flows a lot easier.
Yeah.
And then like, now we've not been away for a good few months now.
Yeah.
And I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, I know it's not long until we have another trip.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, what to do, and I feel like I miss having the camera in my hand. I miss all of that. So I do find throwing a little short Disneyland Paris trip in the mix every now and again.
Yeah, fair enough. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. But yeah, I mean, like, so, I mean, how do you find recording in public in the parks? Do you find it a bit like overwhelming, or do you find it just natural? How do you find it?
I do find it quite natural.
Yeah.
There are times when sometimes I think, there are people looking, but they look for 2 seconds and then they're gone. Everyone's busy with their own stuff.
That's it.
And I have really got used to it. It's only if we're in a restaurant or something like that, I try not to do too much talking to the camera, because I think while people are sat there and trying to enjoy a meal, it can feel a little bit like, what is she doing? And a bit off-putting.
Yeah.
So I try not to do it. I just try and be like respectful of the environment, really. But I do feel quite comfortable behind the camera, to the point that when I've not done it for a little while, I really miss it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I can see that, because like it's times when I'm not recording, like over the weekend, like, and when I'm in work, I'm like, I just really want to record a video. Like I kind of like plan my videos out, because like at the minute I'm doing, like, until I get a chance to go over there and get to record it and everything, I'm doing like kind of like movie reviews. I'm doing like a lot of Christmas stuff at the minute. I'm doing some, I'm filling my time with all of that. So it's kind of like just keeping the content going, keeping myself busy, and be like, this is the end goal, because I've also planned out my itinerary from day to day. Literally got everything planned out. You've got to. Like,
it's half the fun.
That's it. Okay, so question, how extreme are you with your planning? Because I've heard people have color-coded spreadsheets. Are you one of those people? You are? Yeah.
Okay, so, and this is funny, I was about to say this listening to what you just said then. So one of the videos that I made when we came home this time, I actually kept every single receipt from the whole 15-night trip that we did to Florida in March. And then I compiled it into a spreadsheet by date order, gave them a category as whether it was food, whether it was drink, whether it was merch, whether it was pins. I love pins. So pins had its own category. And then I made a whole sort of informative vlog. I suppose it'd be more of a video than a vlog. About the true cost of a Disney World trip.
Nice.
And I loved putting it together.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That sounds good,
and, so I do enjoy that side of it, like the geeky financial side. I really like that.
And did you find it expensive to go over? Obviously there's 4 of you, isn't there? So did you have like
4 of us.
You had a budget for
Jack was essentially free, because he flies very cheap. You didn't have his own seat. He was under 2. He doesn't pay for Disney park tickets. We didn't really have to pay for that much food. So he essentially, it was really 3 of us. but we decide, because we'd been looking into DVC since 2019. I was like, right, we need to test this theory out. We'd never stayed on site at Disney before. We'd only ever done, like staying off site in villas. So we thought, right, we need to test out a value resort, a moderate resort, and a deluxe resort.
Yeah.
It cost a fortune. So we did 5 nights at Port Orleans Riverside.
Yeah.
Then 5 nights at Pop Century, and we finished with 5 nights at the Polynesian.
Yeah. Oh.
And 5 nights at the Polynesian pretty much cost more than the rest of the entire trip combined.
Wow. my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. But so worth it though, like 100%.
It was amazing, yeah. And I've got to say, I absolutely loved the moderate resorts, like Port Orleans Riverside.
Oh yeah, Riverside is gorgeous. It really is. Yeah.
Pop Century, so much fun with the Skyliner. Like, it's amazing. We really did love Deluxe. We loved it.
Of course. It's just another level, isn't it? It really is. So when we was there last, we had the we got upgraded. So we started at All Stars Sports, and we were there for like 2 nights, if that. And they was like, oh, we've got availability. We went to Caribbean Beach. Gorgeous. Loved it.
Yeah.
On it was gorgeous. We was right at the back. I think it was on the Trinidad and Tobago kind of like section. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. The rooms were themed to Pirates of the Caribbean. It was like pirate ship beds. Oh, it was so cool. It was really, really cool. And we were there for like the rest of our time. We were there 14 days. So it's kind of like we were there for on it like 12 days, 13 nights. It was really, really cool.
Amazing.
But yeah, it was gorgeous. It really was. But like you say, it's just another level, isn't it? Like the deluxe compared to, and obviously, it's the magic's there, and obviously it made you buy the DVC. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think that's the thing that kind of surprised me as well, is I did so much research into which hotels to stay at.
Yeah.
And some of the pictures, even on like the official Disney website, was like, no, I don't really like the look of that one as much. And then all of them that we visited, they're all lovely.
Yeah.
They're all really nice.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think the photos just don't really do it justice.
No, yeah. That's it.
You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with any of them, really, can you?
No, absolutely not, no. It's, as long as you're there. As long as you're there, that's all that matters. I'm staying at All Stars Music when I go. Obviously, I'm going to be too busy. I'm literally just going to be going home, going back to the hotel and sleeping. Like, I'm not... I'm going to be there day dot to like, honest. I've got so much planned, and I can't wait. Can't wait to go back. It's going to be
drop to park
close, possibly a couple of times. Just to do it, So I've got another little bit of a question. Are you jealous of people who live in Orlando? Are you jealous of those type of people? Are you looking at moving to closer to the parks, or is that something that's in the works in the future? Or
it's a great question. So I kind of sit on the fence with this, because a part of me thinks that, do I love it as much as I do? Because it is almost out of reach.
Yeah.
So do you know what I mean? Like the anticipation of a trip, just for me and the kids and even my husband, like we just love it. And then when we get there, to the point that I'm like, have I set my expectations too high? Am I remembering this to be better than it actually is? And I actually feel nervous before we get there. Like, is this going to be as good? And it always is.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And is that because we don't get to experience it all the time?
Yeah.
And does it get boring if you're there all the time? I mean, I can't see that it actually would, but maybe that's just me trying to tell myself that to make myself feel better about the fact that it's like once a year. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. See, I kind of get where you're coming from with that, because like I see people in, like, I follow Adam the Woo. I watch his videos and the Tim Tracker, so I watch a lot of like the daily vlog and stuff like that. And I look at it, I'm like, man, it must be so cool to go to Disney like every day. It must be like the best job in the world. But then you look at, but then the other part of me is like, but then like, is it though? Because like, is the magic kind of like die a little bit because you are doing it for a job at that point, aren't you? Like, you're doing it for like I watch Tim's videos for like the updates of the construction, the stuff like that, just so I know what's going on in the parks and stuff, because that's the only way I can get to do it really, apart from like reading blogs and stuff. And then I look at it, I'm like, yeah, but I feel like it's very 50-50. Another question though is the ones that are cast members as well. They say the magic dies when you're a cast member. I don't know if you have cast member friends or if you know of cast members. I've talked to a couple here on the podcast, and they said it didn't deter them in any way, shape, or form. In fact, it elevated it even more. So, I don't know. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can see. I almost think as a cast member, you're creating the magic. So I would imagine living in that magic and creating that magic on a daily basis, I can see why that would just elevate your love and your passion for it and your respect for the brand and everything it stands for.
Yeah.
I think if I was in the parks every day as a consumer, as a guest, would you start to notice things that you maybe hadn't noticed before, and actually start then naturally picking things apart? And just because it's almost like part of like your home, you notice things in your own home that you don't notice and that you would never think about in somebody else's, but you're there so often you see it. Would it be the same? I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it. Yeah. I'm the same at work, to be fair, because I'm at work. You're at work so often, aren't you? You're always like, that could be different. That could be different. And you're like, you like, some people wouldn't even notice it, but then you're like, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know. Maybe I'd have to ask them the next time. We'll see.
We just need to test it out. We need to move to Florida.
That's it.
We need to go, a few times a week for a year, and then we need to become cast members and just make a direct comparison purely for, information purposes.
That's it. Science. That's what it's for.
The science of Disney magic.
That's it. That's what it's all about. So another question as well. We've got. I've recently read they're doing their own kind of like neighborhoods and things. Story living. It looks so cool, but also a little bit creepy. Like it's run by Disney, like a little bit. Like it's kind of like a cult in a way. From my,
I'm here for it.
I mean, I'm here for the cult. Like but like they've just announced one in North Carolina as well, and one in. Obviously, the one's going to be in California, but yeah, like they tried it years ago. Celebration was owned by Disney, wasn't it? A few years, when that first happened, but yeah, like, I mean, your thoughts on that as well? The neighborhood is that? I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what they class it as. It's like, I don't even know. I can't remember the slogan they used. Something like living your fairy tale or something like that. Like.
It's funny because I saw it. Yes, I saw it yesterday when that come up. I mean, it does sound like the dream.
It does a little bit. Yeah.
How just magic and lovely, but then I don't, and that's sort of brings you back to the whole like going there every week and every day or whatever and living in it. Like,
could you live in Disney for the rest of your life?
I mean, I could. It just doesn't lose the magic. I don't want it to. I don't want to lose the magic. It's such like a. I grew up with it. The first film I ever saw at the cinema, I was 2 years old, was The Little Mermaid. I was obsessed, obsessed. And still to this day, I hear the opening credit music of The Little Mermaid. I cannot help but have tears streaming down my face.
Yeah.
And, and I'm trying to brainwash my boys so they're kind of the same. Because it makes me feel happy. And you can't, what else better is there than feeling happy in life?
That's it. Exactly. Disney does things. It does. I'm the same. My first ever movie that we watched was the Aristocats. Well, that was my first ever movie. Love the Aristocats. It's always got a special place in my heart. But the one that I love the most is Lilo and Stitch. It is like my all-time favorite movie. I love Lilo and Stitch. I love Lilo and Stitch. It's such a good story of like being like bringing people together. Oh, it's just beautiful. It really is. Every time, tears. Every time I will watch it, tears every time. And Toy Story 3 is another one that makes me cry like a baby.
That end.
The
I
end.
mean,
Thank you.
I
No one
leave
ever
the
talks
room.
about the end. It's always the garbage disposal. That's right. I know they're going to be safe
Uh,
from that. I know they're going to be safe from
yeah,
that. It's the ending
yeah.
where
They're
Andy
not being
drives
killable.
away. It's the ending where Andy drives away and Woody goes, "So long, partner." Don't even.
Oh, kills me. Oh, it's
Oh,
like the moment in Once Upon a Studio where Mickey talks to Walt in the
yes,
picture. Kills
yes.
me.
Oh,
Kills me.
100% that. Oh, I cried like a baby at that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Disney, stop pulling at the heartstrings, man. Stop pulling at the
Oh yeah,
heartstrings.
I think that's the bit that makes it so amazing, though, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
the nostalgia and the
Oh,
emotion,
yeah.
and honestly, for me, that's exactly why I love Disney and why I
Yeah.
love to vlog it as well,
Of
because
course.
I just want to capture it and remember it, be able
Yeah.
to look back on it later,
Of,
watch my boys grow as
that's
well. Like,
it.
oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's the memories, isn't it? You're doing it for the memories at
yeah.
the end of it. Like,
Oh yeah,
don't care about the
absolutely.
views. I'm doing it for myself. Like, I want to
Yeah,
look back at these and be like, yes, we had the best time. And
yeah,
look at all the progress the family and we've made, and the boys have grown, and it's just beautiful. It really is. At the end of
and
the
it's
day, that's what
exactly
it's all
why.
about.
Sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah. I was just say it's exactly why I like named the channel Ever After Adventures,
Yeah,
because this is my happily ever after. I'm in my happily ever
there you
after.
go.
I've got,
Yeah,
I'm happily married, got children,
yeah,
just living my best life, and
yeah.
the adventures we go on. Like it's
Exactly.
oh yeah, it's just it's really amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. Okay, so where am I up to? Oh gosh, everything's just broken. It hasn't. I repel technology sometimes. I really do. Like it never
Me
works
too.
for me. Never works
Me
for
too.
me.
It's always fun as a content creator.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so gonna make this. I've got a question here. I'm gonna make it a little bit harder. Besides the park content, we know that's gonna be the favorite. What's your other type of Disney content that you like to make for your channel?
I do really enjoy the geeky
Mm,
information video
yeah.
side of it.
Hmm.
I love planning those out
Yeah.
and sitting down in front of the camera
Yeah.
and just talking
Yeah.
about those different things, like the true cost of a Disney World
Yeah.
trip
Yeah.
video that I did.
Yeah.
There's I mean, there was a lot of science behind it,
Yeah.
keeping every single receipt, and that bunch of receipts was like this. Every single, like, if we bought a bottle of Coke or if
Yeah.
we bought water or
Yeah.
whatever it was all in there.
Yeah.
So I do really enjoy that. I am going to make a Disney Vacation Club
Nice.
vlog series as well, because
Nice.
we go back in May, and it's our
Fantastic.
first DVC
Oh, nice.
trip.
Nice.
So we've got a week at Animal Kingdom Lodge and then a week at
Oh,
Grand Floridian.
gorgeous.
So,
Gorgeous.
and that's gonna. I mean, I know that will just all the inspiration from all
Oh,
the
yeah.
videos, but because I researched DVC for years. And there were some really, really good channels, but there were still things that I think about now that it's difficult to find the information without actually calling DVC. If there was that information kind of source on YouTube, even better.
Oh yeah, 100%,
So
100%.
I'm going to do that.
That sounds good.
And I love like the resorts as well. I love the hotels as much as
Resort
I love the parks.
hopping is a good part of it. I love that. It's a nice chill day, and it to just relax and we did that last time. We went to Riverside, French Quarter, and Saratoga Springs. Oh, gorgeous! Just beautiful resorts. We just spent like 3 days just wandering around them. It's just beautiful. It really is. Really nice.
I think that's really important as well with the Walt Disney World trip, is to factor in that calmer time.
Oh yeah, because it's hectic all the time.
Yeah. And also, like when we went in 2019, I mean, I think we were there for 17 nights, and we did Universal as well as Disney.
Oh yeah.
And it was like rope drop to park close every day, pretty much. We only had a couple of days of like just chill time. It wasn't really chill time. We went shopping. We went to Disney Springs.
Yeah.
The Disney blues at the end of that holiday were unreal. And
I
think it was a mixture of, the jet lag, the exhaustion. I didn't want to leave Disney. I just felt really sad. But that level of exhaustion, mentally and physically, made it much worse. And this time it wasn't too bad. I cried leaving. Henry cried leaving as well. But it was, I just felt like my heart was so full and I felt so refreshed,
Yeah.
because we'd had some chill time as
That's
well. And
it.
just,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, taking that step back, soaked up all the magic, and
Yeah.
I felt so full.
That.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's it.
so the Disney blues weren't as bad.
That's it. You know, you can't do everything. That's why you've got to go back, because it's always something new to do.
Yeah, if you don't do everything, yeah, absolutely, that's good. It means you've got to go back.
That's it. That's it. You've got to go back, which means, you know, more money for Disney, more memories for us. It's there you go. See.
That's my kind of math. Absolutely, that's my kind of math.
It all makes sense in the end. It all makes sense in the end. Okay, so we've talked about the favorite part. What's the hardest part of making Disney content, especially from like being over here? Like, what do you find more difficult to do? Because obviously a lot of stuff comes out whilst we're waiting for our next trips and things like that we can't get to. Do you find that frustrating? I know I do. Like, I find that very frustrating.
Yeah.
Like,
I try really hard for it not to bother me negatively.
Yeah.
But sometimes it does.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You know, like just things like Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Yeah.
Still never had September.
Oh, it looks.
I
yeah.
want to write
Yes.
September. And I'm like, and you know, you're watching the stuff on YouTube or you know wherever it is you're watching Disney content, and it's like, got to wait until whenever the next trip is to even try and get it.
That's it. Yeah. It's like I think the thing with me as well is so much has happened in the past years that I've not been like. It's basically just all new to me. Like, sure, I've watched the videos and like, but I've never experienced it. Like, Tron looks insanely good. Like, I'm a big Tron fan anyway. That looks insane. Cosmic Rewind just looks impressive. It really does. And you know, just everything they've done the past few years, it just looks so good. It's just going to be an amazing experience. And I think the most frustrating part is me having to wait. Like, it's been so long since I've been to the Disney parks. It's unreal. Like, it's crazy. But like,
you really do have to pack your patient pants, don't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. It because it costs so much. But it's so worth it. It really, really is. But yeah, I think the hardest part is the waiting. And Disney, if you're listening, bring more stuff over here. Like, give us some stuff. Come on. Even getting to Paris,
There's a huge Disney audience.
Oh yeah,
there's a huge Disney audience in the UK.
That's
absolutely.
And yeah, 100%. And I think even getting to Paris sometimes is quite difficult. Like price I price checked it like a couple of months ago actually when I was looking at when I booked my trip, and it cost me like I think like $3,500 for 2 weeks in Florida. For everything that I got with, and like the height of this, I'm going like August, so I'm going for my birthday and things like that, so I'm looking forward to that. But I was price checking it, and it was like Disneyland Paris for I think like 5 days was like, because I thought I'd be able to do everything 5 days in Paris, was only like £1,500 less than it was for me to go over. So I was like, I might as well pay the extra, get more time, and do more like that. Like, how many times have you been to Paris? Do you find the same, or?
Yeah, it's definitely more expensive.
And I don't know why though.
A few times.
Yeah.
No, I don't know whether.
I don't know whether it's exchange rates or maybe.
That's what I always think is it's the euro versus the US dollar, but. It's so expensive. The price point per night is much higher at Disneyland Paris. Yeah. I mean, on the flip side of that, you are going for less amount of time, so you're going to spend less money. You're only having to pay for food for a handful of days rather than for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely expensive, and it is closer, but we always strive.
Yeah. Oh, Eurotunnel.
To try and bring the cost down. We always strive.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's like 3.5 hours this side from Dorset to Folkestone.
Oh, that's not
and then
too
we usually
bad.
Stay overnight for 30 quid or something in the Premier in there.
Yeah.
Then it's only 3 hours the other side. But on the way home, we just do it all in one slog. And it's like seven hours to get home, 7 or 8 hours.
Yeah.
It's a long travel.
Yeah.
It's similar to the flight, really.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. But yeah, it's crazy because sometimes it's like I look at it and I'm like, is it really worth? Because I went to Paris. The last time I went to Paris was like, again, it's been years. I think it was like I was 7 last time I went to Paris.
Oh, yeah,
So it
it's
was
very different now.
very different because they've got the Avengers stuff, and I'm like, is it worth it though? Do I just pay extra and just go to California? Because essentially they've got the Marvel stuff in Cali. They've got,
Yeah.
I know, like the only thing I want to go to Paris for is to see the Maleficent Dragon again, because that is my favorite part of it. I love
It's so
love
cool,
the
isn't
dragon.
it? Yeah.
It's so cool. First time I saw it, I was 7, so I went for my birthday, for my 7th birthday with my grandparents, and it scared the crap out of me. I was like, whoa, what is that? I was like, yes, I love this, and it was like that. It was so cool. It was really, really cool. But it was crazy. It's crazy how expensive it can be. It's mad. It really is.
The bit that I do really enjoy about Disneyland Paris is, so the first time I went there, I was 15. It was year 11 at school, and they did like the day trip on the coach.
Yeah.
And as soon as the Christmas parade started,
nice, yeah.
it started snowing, and not the fake stuff, actual really snowing, because it was December.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then my sister and I went last year for her birthday, just the 2 of us, for like 2 or 3 nights.
Yeah.
And it snowed overnight, and we did get to see it. And it was just like a white, splattering of snow everywhere. But it was so beautiful, and it was really emotional. And we joke because my sister's like the ice queen, but even she cried. And it was just, and I think that you can't get that in Florida. You don't get the cold weather, wrapping up warm, drinking hot chocolates, walking up Main Street.
That's it.
It's so lovely.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's another level of magic, isn't it? It does sound.
It's totally different.
Yeah,
I always say to people, like, don't compare the two.
No,
take
never.
Each one at face value.
Yeah,
it's still Disney. It's still got that Disney feel, but they are different. They're really different.
100%. Yeah, 100%. It's just the way they provide the magic in a different way. It is. Obviously, you go into Orlando Disney World because that's the biggest, that's the most you can get out of it. You go to the smaller ones because it's more compact, it's more unique in its experiences. I think Disney World itself is just more for the mass, because it is, obviously it's huge, it's massive. But I've heard like you go to California and it's like there's more to do there, but in a smaller area. There's more rides at California than there are at Disney World combined, I've heard.
I saw that some of the other day as well.
It's very, very confusing, because it's like, how? I mean, obviously more they're using the space more wisely because they have to. Because even now at Disney World, I'm pretty sure they've still got like space that Walt bought back in the day, and they still haven't used it like at all. And even with what they've got now, it's massive. It's the size of San Francisco, apparently. And that's just the space they've used, and they've still got crap loads of land that they don't use. Like, it's crazy.
I love that, like the potential, because I think it's lovely for you you're obviously going back in less than a year now, and you've not been since 2011, so it's going to feel like a completely new experience for you anyway.
100%.
But even like from us going in 2019 to then this year, so much has changed. Even in that time, it felt new. There were so many things on the list. I was like, we need to do this, we need to do this, because we hadn't done them. It was only 4 years before that we were there.
Exactly. So, and even when you go back again, you've still got new stuff. They're opening Epcot slowly. The new Epcot bit has just opened, which looks beautiful. It looks really nice.
Yeah, Journey of Moana,
yeah.
Test out.
They're redoing.
Finally get September on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Let's hope so. Fingers crossed for you.
And for you.
And for me. I mean, I'm happy with any. I love 80s music, so I'm happy with all of them. The soundtrack for that is just absolutely banging. There's some good songs on that. But yeah, September's the one. Tell you what you do need to do. September 21st, I watched a video. They play it all day. On September 21st. I watched Making Memories, Adrian's channel. I don't know if you've seen him in the Disney Vloggers group. He did a video on it, and he got it. It was like, it's September 21st. He got it. It was playing it all day. I was like, that's so good. I love that.
There you go. If we fail this time, I'll just fly out for a day.
There you go.
Five Guardians all
There you
day and then
go.
come home.
There you go. There you go. Oh, no
Which is
way.
probably like obviously your question. The hardest part of making Disney content is that you can't just jump on a flight and head on over.
That's it. Yeah.
It takes planning. You got to request time off work.
Yeah.
All of those different
That's
things.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
If I get home and I'm making a video and I think I didn't take a picture of that menu, or I didn't get some B-roll footage of the front of that ride or something.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Well, if I haven't got it, I haven't got it because I'm
That's
sat in my dressing room at home.
That's it. I know. It's like, just insert like a little drawing, what an artist rendition of what it looks like.
Yeah, this is one I made earlier. Using Photoshop.
Bit of Blue Peter. But yeah, it's that is the hardest part because it's so difficult to do. To just keep up to date with it. Like sometimes even the people that I watch that live in Orlando and things like that are never fully up to date because they're out doing something else. Something else has happened. Like it's always keeping going. I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most, I think the thing I'm looking forward to most going is seeing the Walt statue at Epcot, the what they call it, the Dreamer, a Walt the Dreamer. Oh, it looks beautiful. It really does. Just his vision coming to life and just him being there in kind of like a way. It looks so good. It really does. But yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah. What is there anything you're looking forward to doing? Is there anything that is priority when you go for your next trip?
Yes, there are a couple of things. I've got a little list, obviously.
Yeah, there we go.
And then I come back to that all in. One of the big things is because we're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah.
We visited Kidani Village when we went earlier this year and ate at Sanaa, and we absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to kind of exploring Jumbo House.
Oh yeah.
Like making some comparisons to Kidani Village. So that would be interesting because we're staying at Jumbo House.
Nice.
Seeing Epcot reopening and kind of remembering what that looks like without all the construction walls up.
Oh yeah.
Like I think the main things is from a content creation perspective. I only started my channel like a year and a half ago, and I even look back now. The very first vlog series that I made, well, the first time I vlogged really was when we went to Disneyland Paris, and I look back at those vlogs now, and you just learn so much every single time you pick up the camera and edit a video.
100%.
So I look back at earlier this year at the Walt Disney World travel vlog series, and I am proud of it because it was just the most amazing trip, and being able to watch it back is something else really. But I'm so looking forward to seeing how the next travel vlog series comes out. Like full on planning it, which I didn't do so much last time. It's become much more part of like the process for me now. Planning it out and what we're doing on what day, and building in some time to not have the camera with us.
See that, I think that's equally as important. That's equally important. I've done that as well. So like I've booked a couple of days like in my itinerary to like not film anything, just because I want that wind down time of like resort time, just myself, chill by the pool, have a bit of a swim. I've got my birthday day itself, like maybe at the night time I'll probably go to like Animal Kingdom or Magic Kingdom, or like one of the parks. But for the day, I am planning to just go out, play a game of golf, and just relax, have a nice chill day, not think about making any videos. And I think I've got like 3 or 4 days like that where I just don't want to record anything. But then there's some days where I'm
sounds lovely.
But there's some days where I'm like, I want to film like 2 or 3 things. Like I want to do like a resort tour of the resort I'm staying at. I want to do like a kind of like resort hopping a little bit, that kind of stuff. Food and wine festival is a big one for me that I want to do, so I'm looking forward to doing that. But like there's just so much that I want to do, but there's also I want to take a step back and be like, right, I need time for myself and not have like. Is that something you find? Is that something difficult you find to do when you're over there, or? especially like
No,
vlogging wise?
not really. It's people ask me this, like, you're on holiday, do you not feel like you're kind of working?
Mm.
I really don't. I really, I think as a mum, I've stuck my phone camera in front of my boys' faces from the moment
Yeah,
they were born, trying to
yeah,
capture every look, the first smile, but
yeah,
all of this, and just try and soak it all up as much as possible.
yeah,
So for me, it's been like a really natural progression from
yeah,
that. So I really enjoy having the camera. I don't want to miss moments,
yeah,
that the boys are enjoying and having, and like, what's going on around us and stuff, because I
yeah,
just want to be able to remember it later.
yeah.
So whilst I have booked out, we don't take the camera to the pool and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'll just have my phone, and if they're doing something, like earlier this year at the Polynesian, our 5-year-old, he was 4 at the time, he just decided, I don't want my armbands anymore, and just swam. He just taught himself to swim in the
Oh,
pool, and it's such like a
bless.
magical
Yeah,
memory for
of
me. Like, he taught
course, yeah.
himself to swim at Disney's Polynesian Resort. So I had my phone there, took a couple
Yeah.
of little videos, and just have those moments. But
Yeah, of course.
so for me, I think it is important to just build in a day of like, actually, we've captured everything, we've done
Yeah.
what we want to do. We can just, no plan at all, go into a park and do whatever,
Yeah,
and probably not bother taking the camera. But
yeah,
most days I will have it.
yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Fair enough. What camera is it that you do use? Because I'm using my phone currently, so I'm looking at. I do want to get a camera for when I go. So, any recommendations?
Well, this has been a very big part of my kind of content creation journey, for sure. So I started with a GoPro,
Yeah,
and unfortunately had untold level of issues with it overheating and turning off, and
oh gosh,
not recording, and then
Yeah.
it was a bit of a nightmare.
yeah.
And losing footage. It actually set fire to one of my SIM cards.
Oh my
My SIM
gosh.
card was like smoking. It was
Whoa.
awful. So goodbye GoPro Black Hero 10.
Yeah.
Then went on to the DJI Action 3, which
Oh
I
yeah.
really liked. Very easy, very compact, and that's what I took to Disney World this year.
Yeah.
And we had a DJI mic on it.
Oh,
because
nice. Yeah.
the sound on the Action 3 is not good at all.
Yeah.
Did have a couple of issues then with sometimes sound not being recorded, or it recording just this like ridiculously loud buzz. Like, you couldn't hear it, hadn't recorded any sound. It was just this like zzz.
Oh, how
So
weird.
that wasn't good. So then that meant, trying to be creative about the content I'd taken, when I'd want to put that in a vlog, but actually I had to do a voiceover or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not good in low lighting either, the Action 3. So for my birthday in May, we did loads of like research on like the best camera, or what what we wanted.
Yeah.
We ended up buying a Sony ZV-E1.
Oh, nice. See, that's what I've been looking at as well.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my, it's so good. The camera quality on it is actually quite easy to use as well.
Yeah.
And the sound on it is amazing. So I've got some, like, I don't know if you've seen them, but some Disney singing videos on my channel.
Yeah.
And I literally, there's no microphone. It's just the camera.
Wow, really?
The camera is so good. It's even like picked up the sound like not too shabbily.
That's pretty good.
So yeah,
That's pretty good.
It's not a cheap camera. It's a couple of grand, but it was amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Best birthday present ever.
There you go. See, I'll be looking at that one, but I've also been looking at like, the mirrorless ones, so like the Canon GX7 Mark II or 3, the Sony ZV-1, because they all look very, very impressive, and I know it's very like reliable. It's very like it works. It does. But I don't want something too big, because I don't want to be lugging that around all day. Is it hard to lug around, or do you have it?
It's okay.
It's quite a big camera, isn't it?
Itself is fine.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, because it's the actual, like, the new Sony vlogging one. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But I've got the little thing that screws in underneath, that almost acts like a tripod. That's got some buttons on it as well, which is an official Sony one.
Yeah.
And it's great, because I actively use it all the time to, hold or whatever.
Yeah.
But then putting it in a smaller bag, it's not so easy. When I go to Disney, I'm always wearing a Loungefly bag, and it fits great in there along with other things. So
perfect.
it's not too bad.
Oh, that's good.
We've also got like a big, I think it says it's Sony A7 III, and that's massive.
Yeah.
Especially when you whack a great big lens on it, that's huge. We
Oh,
don't
yeah.
take that on holiday with us,
Yeah.
really.
Oh,
Too
yeah,
big. And we
100%.
did
Yeah.
take it to Disney World this year, but it was too big.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that's a massive camera. See, that's one of the issues.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking of just like, I'm due an upgrade next year for my phone. I'm like, do I just upgrade my phone and just use my phone, because my phone records in 4K, and I'm like, that's probably just as good as a camera nowadays anyway, to be fair. So like, I mean, I don't know.
The
I don't
new
know.
iPhones are amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I've got the Samsung Z Flip 3, so I'm like, I don't even know, man. So I don't know. Like, the camera on it's very, very decent. So I don't know. It's one of them. It's a bit of a conundrum, but I'll figure it out. My mum will get someone will happen. I'll figure it out.
It's a journey. It's a process.
It's a journey. It's a process. Exactly. That's what it is. Okay. So last little question for you, and we can wrap that up, because I know you've got another appointment. I don't want to keep you too long. So, your main goals for 2024. What's your biggest goal that you wanna, or any little smaller ones, milestones for the channel, for yourself, anything regarding?
I'm so excited about 2024. So the 25th of January is the day that the Disneyland Hotel opens at Disneyland Paris.
Oh, lovely.
And I'm going.
Yay.
And I'm staying there
Nice.
for that night.
Oh, amazing.
So I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
That'll be even though we're going literally for one night, just my sister and I. So I'm not dragging the boys to Paris.
100%. Yeah. That's that's a lot of hassle. That.
Yeah. So I was like, no, I'll leave them at home with Carl. But my sister and I are going. So I've already got a full vlog series planned for that one trip.
Amazing.
So I'm so looking forward to that. We have got a couple of non-Disney trips for next year. Like we're going to Barbados in February.
Lovely.
We've got a P&O cruise in August with like the whole family. So there's like 13 of us going there. But yeah, really, it's that our first DVC trip.
Nice. Amazing.
World, May. Can't wait.
I know.
Cannot wait.
Love that.
Yeah, so excited for like the vlog series this year. It's going to be a pretty epic year, I think.
I think so too. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Sam. It's been amazing. Do you want to plug your channels, your socials, and everything like that?
Thanks for having me, Zach.
Oh, not a worry.
Yeah, absolutely, I do. So if you haven't been to my channel, then go and check it out. It's as I said at the beginning, it's a very like family friendly channel. Lots of Disney, there's lots of cruising. We love all travel, so there is other travel stuff on there too. But Ever After Adventures on YouTube, and then Ever After Adventures _ on Instagram, and then we do have Ever After Adventures on Facebook, but that is mostly our like travel consultancy page. So we're Disney, me and my sister are Disney travel agents as well.
Oh, amazing.
I don't talk about it much on Instagram, and I don't really reference it at all on YouTube, just because I think it's a very different audience.
Yeah, of course.
That's work and play. If you're not interested in the travel consultancy stuff, that's fine, don't go to Facebook.
That's it.
If you want to see content, you can go to Facebook, because everything's on Facebook. But YouTube is very much our family travels and Disney content, and my love of the magic of Disney, really.
And singing
videos.
Singing videos, absolutely. And she smashes it. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But feel free to go check everyone's channels out. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe here if you've not done so already, if you're new. And thank you for joining us here today. It's been an amazing pod. It's been an amazing episode. Thank you so much again for joining me, Sammy. And I will catch you all very soon. Bye. Let me pause.